I welcome in Monday morning here as we don't have Barrett today. Forgot about that. He was on some golf extravaganza. This guy's played more golf in the last week than I have.
I know.
Says a lot right there.
How is that?
I don't know. I didn't play yesterday, and it pained me not be a part of it, although everybody else was out there. So I'm trying to make up today, but I don't think I have time to run out. I don't mind. I'd play a nice little 9 at the Abington. What is it? The that little 9 pitch.
Oh, the 9-hole course over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Abington Club.
Away there, you know?
Yeah.
Do something here.
Well, that's all I was able to get in yesterday was 9 because of the weather.
Yeah. Well, look, at least he got out. So
yeah,
you get any sympathy from me? I couldn't even get out.
Well, I get somebody's got to explain this obsession now with Barrett Brooks and golf. Like you said, he's played 3 rounds in the last 6 days, counting his trip to New York.
Yep.
And he claims he doesn't like golf. Claims that he doesn't do golf.
Well, and here's the kicker, if you will, is that we still don't know if he's going to come out with you, myself, and Shelton here on the stream on Tuesday.
Tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. Correct. Yeah. So he's already off today.
Right.
We have no idea. All of the golf he's played, if he turns down Huntington Valley, then you know that this is all just a ruse. This
I
agree. For him to take off. That's all this has been.
Right.
It's
just taking off the show and not really caring about either one of us. That's really what it is.
Correct.
I got one coming up June the 8th.
What's that?
An outing.
Okay.
It's a Tuesday.
What is this whole swinging and ding it thing?
That's in August. Okay. That's August the 17th.
Okay, August 7th. That's my mother's birthday, by the way.
It is?
Yeah, it is. Now, she's far away in, Connecticut.
Connecticut,
now,
yeah.
I'm not going to have to spend the day, or, a call, a Zoom call will suffice.
Did you do that yesterday for Mother's Day?
Well, she came down on Saturday.
On Saturday?
Yeah. Came down on Saturday. That's the voice. Like, when are we going to get that? All right. Yeah, I get this whole Chester County Delco twang to mayor, and like everybody, nobody in Philadelphia, at least on the radio, is capable of talking about this show, Harry, without just going down this, oh my God, the accents. But it becomes a Philadelphia show when somebody like the Colonel steps in and says, hey, Mayor, I saw on Saturday they had this guy out there, and that's just a Philly show.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. They should have the Colonel in there. The Colonel should do a guest spot.
Or just anybody that sounds like they're sitting on Cotman and Frankfurt yelling and screaming at somebody across the street at the Wawa.
All right.
I saw you there Saturday. Right? I mean, geez.
Well, maybe they could have the Colonel doing a segment on radio while Mayor is in the car driving and you can just hear him.
Well, I've reached out to my agent and pitched something similar to that. So we'll see. I don't know if it's going to be HBO, but at least anything like that. Because, as more and more Philadelphia stuff becomes explored, you're right. There should be something like that.
I don't even notice the accents. I guess it's because I live here.
Yeah, they seem, and I'm not saying this as a negative. I like the show more than Your Honor, although I did like Your Honor, ups and downs of it. The ending of episode 3 was just cliche predictability, but that's fine. The show itself is good.
Did you watch episode 4?
I'm like 45% in, and there were some good evolutions of the plot. Because you know me, like I watch all this stuff for the mystery, for the drama, like the cop element of it.
Right.
I understand they have to develop characters. I'm not anti that, but I think that like Jean Smart is really good in this. That's
she's the mother. Yeah, she used to be in Designing Women, I think, way back when. Back
with Delta?
Yes, Delta Burke.
She was also in something more recent that kind of, I don't want to say brought her back, but maybe put her back in. Well, I know she's in Veep. I don't watch that, but I don't watch that. Veep. But she was in like a bigger movie, I want to say, or a show that brought her back.
She's good in this show. She's good.
There's a in the show.
Good battle between her and the daughter. The mother-daughter fights are good.
Yes, and
Triple
that's
F
what I think
bombs.
you'll like episode 4, because look, it's a good show. But the accents you mentioned, real quick, as we get on here in about 40 seconds, some of them just seem forced. Some of them seem like they watched Tina Fey on Saturday Night Live, and they tried to like mimic that more so than spend a couple of months around here just to pick up the twang. I told you before the show, a couple of them sound a little bit like they studied Boston accents.
Yeah,
just flipped it a little bit.
You always seem to find something that you disapprove of, no matter what the show is.
Absolutely, because nothing can be The Wire. That's why. Nothing. And I will make sure of it. All right. Yeah. My son will know that.
Okay. Well, we have to figure out Devonta Smith's nickname before this show's over.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Media.
Who's back there, mates?
And you, my friend, are caught in the middle.
The Middle starts now on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life. Rocket can.
Yes, sir.
I'm from the
What's up,
O'Reilly
buddy?
Auto Parts
Sean?
Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
Well, we don't have Barrett Brooks today, and don't blame me. I tried, Harry.
Mm-hmm.
But the tweet that I put up 24 minutes ago has only been seen by 558 people.
Is that right?
We may have to pick up the slack here with Barrett off as well. Nobody's going to see my tweets, but we have now a juicy program for you today. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't. I put out a tweet last night that was apparently the video was seen by like 11,000 people.
Well, yeah, you're not being banned for whatever reason. I have the video evidence to prove that nobody sees my tweets. I'm up to 610 right now.
Is that right? And that was 20 minutes ago? 25 minutes ago?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, tagging people, all this stuff, right? So whatever, that be the case. Now I just infiltrate when I can. But we do have a juicy program for you, not Juicy J. That's right. What do you have today? Because I just promoted that we have a juicy show.
You're promoting we have a juicy show, and you don't have anything.
Well, I brought our buddy Anthony Wood. I broued the wood.
We've got a basketball team that has a 3-game lead with 4 games to go. They've almost closed out Brooklyn and Milwaukee for the #1 seed. We got some drama in the West with the Lakers still on the outside looking in, but after a big win yesterday over the Phoenix Suns. We got some NBA stuff this week.
Yep.
Hockey season is now coming to a justifiable end tonight.
It's over.
Yes.
Hockey season is over.
In Philadelphia, it is.
Well, it's over in general. We're not going to talk about the playoffs. Come on.
I will watch the playoffs.
Okay, but we won't really talk about it.
No, probably not.
No.
The baseball team, just lost 2 straight in Atlanta.
How about yesterday? Aaron Nola gets worked over.
Yeah.
Just absolutely. You could tell the Atlanta Braves had about 3 months worth in 6 weeks time worth of frustration pent up. And they took it all out on Nola yesterday. Sunday night baseball. Look at Harry bringing up the Sunday night baseball. No, in reality, we do have a bunch of stuff. We'll play some audio, including this crazy scandal. Remember, we thought we had the Bill Belichick of horse racing. Not so much. Whoops. What was that? All right.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.
Jody Mack, the legendary sports talker, joins forces with NFL insider John McMullen. Start your morning with Johnny Mack and Jody Mack across the JAKIB Media Network.
The philosophy that guides my work as an attorney is, number one, that we are in place of a position of trust. And that trust provides a certain obligation upon us that we must fulfill for each and every client. That a client just simply isn't another number. While we may have many cases here, the client only has one. And they deserve the utmost attention, information, and a full and candid relay of the aspects of their litigation, and for us to be available for questions. We understand that the questions involved in litigation go beyond the case. The clients often have many challenges that they have to face as a result of the incident that led them to us. And we must first and foremost appreciate that and make sure that we're there to help throughout not only the case, but also throughout the client's life.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting is now the CSB Media Arts Center, training in all that is media, including the nation's most successful broadcast training program with professional media experts whose entire mission is to get you career ready in just 8 or 16 weeks. Train on-site and online at our local campus in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. VA approved. CSB Media Arts Center. Visit gocsb.com.
This is The Middle on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Hayes.
All right, reached 800, Harry. We've hit 800 impressions, 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yes.
It's blowing up, Eytan.
Yeah, seriously, this is amazing. So, it's crazy because on the same week, right? This is how I know it's not me, because on the same week, this was like 2 weeks ago, where Xander hits us, who's our executive producer across JAKIB Media, hits us with the analytics, which is just through the roof here for the channel. I mean, Birds 365, Dad Cilio, Derek Gunn, and everything we're doing here is blowing up. The column I put out, at least for a day, spiked right there at the top for Philly Voice, and
I retweeted that column.
Yes, you did, and I appreciate that. But I'm saying away from Twitter.
Oh,
and the ratings we got in for props and locks. Now, granted, we followed 10 o'clock news. That's great, but the ratings we got in were the highest for the show since we moved to Friday night, all in the same week. Yet I can't get anybody to see a tweet. So therefore, I know it's not me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get you.
Every other medium, Harry, is telling me that what I'm doing is working, except for Twitter.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out why. Why does Twitter have it in for you?
Look, I'm not complaining like that. I'm just bringing it to people's attention that if a nobody, unverified account like me is going through this, guess what? It's happening to people much lower on this ridiculous social food chain, and it's happening to people significantly higher on this social food chain. So it's just more about being aware of it, especially the irony of people coming to Twitter to complain about censorship or bring up all these other issues. Like, I can't take anybody's issue seriously anymore. It's taken a little bit, but such is the case. Now, did you know that the Eagles signed a running back over the weekend, or were you
not
so locked into Rory McIlroy winning?
Yeah, I was locked into that.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay. You missed everything else.
Nice of him to mix in a win. He hasn't won in about 18 months.
Well, that's like keeping him in the news cycle.
Yeah, well, he's now the favorite now at the PGA Championship in 2 weeks. He went from 20-1 to 10-1 with that win yesterday.
Yeah, that's amazing how much people want to bet on him, knowing that that's all it would take, right, to pop up. But I don't know. The biggest story in sports right now seems to be the Bob Baffert thing, right? I mean, outside of Kerryon Johnson being signed here by the Eagles, and we could go give him a win, give him a loss. Now
does that change the odds for the Eagles Super Bowl chances?
It should, right?
I like Kerryon Johnson when he was at Auburn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, who knows Detroit, what happened there, but you can't. My favorite part is like somebody doing a regular show and then taking a 30 or 60-second break to do some FanDuel read and tell you from some area of insight that apparently they have now how the odds have shifted with Kerryon Johnson now and it'd be a good chance. It's like, dude, go back to taking phone calls, will you? Like, please. Okay, please.
Yes.
But I don't know how much that changes for you because, look, we have no idea. Like, I can't get excited about anything. I don't know how Devontae Smith is going to play this year in this offense because I don't know what offense they have.
I know. I'm more excited about the fact that the rumors about Deshaun Watson and the Philadelphia Eagles refuse to go away. Peter King ignited that flame again this weekend.
He did. And we do have Anthony Wood, who covers the Texans for Fan Nation and SI. Also down in Houston, the Texans Wire alum. He's been all around here. He's going to join us at 12:40 Eastern because he had something out earlier today about how NFL teams, believe that everybody's gone. That was the SI piece that he put out on the basis of the Peter King article and ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. So there are a bunch of people who are saying this now, Harry. Here's the thing. What's going to happen? Like, walk me through how Deshaun Watson becomes an Eagle, please.
I don't know. I'm not reporting any of this stuff. I'm just making, I'm hopeful of it because I think that would be pretty exciting. But he's got a major legal hurdle or legal hurdles to climb. If I'm reading this correctly.
Yes.
I mean, there was 22 cases against him, right? Two of them are criminal.
Yep. I believe so.
How does that just go away?
I don't think it goes away, but I think what you're doing is, and I hate to use this phrase here, but I think you're playing it in the long term where you bring in Deshaun Watson if he's on the commissioner's exempt list for 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Or, okay, how about this? Let's push this, okay? What happens if you know Deshaun Watson, the only thing that's going to happen to Deshaun Watson is that he's going to miss a year. All right. Mm-hmm. Like that's it. He's not going to jail. He's not going to be suspended following a year. You get him, but he's going to be gone for a year. Like he's out for a year.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. His price tag, my assumption is his price tag would never be cheaper than right now. Right? Mm-hmm. Assuming that you knew he was going to be out for a year. So is that now part of the risk? And would you do it? Like if you're Howie Roseman, are you working to bring in, when healthy, and I guess healthy here means available, a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, knowing that you lose a year, but
you think he's top 5?
Yeah, I think Deshaun Watson is a top. When he's out there, yeah, absolutely. I do.
Wow.
Talent-wise, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you do it. I mean, can you tell me that Sam Howell is going to guarantee to be better? Who they could get maybe in the draft next year with those 3 picks that they could move up and, reposition themselves. Who knows where they're going to finish, with their own pick. Maybe they're only a 5 or 6 win team and they're up pretty high in the draft to begin with. They could probably climb up even higher with those additional picks and get a quarterback to start fresh with.
So already have.
But can you guarantee that he's going to be better than Deshaun Watson? I've seen Deshaun Watson at the pro level.
Yeah,
he's pretty darn good.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, he's not running for his life behind an offensive line that couldn't block.
No, and I think it would almost work. I mean, my goodness, it would almost work to the Eagles' favor. And I hate to say this because we're taking advantage of circumstance that's ugly surrounding Deshaun Watson right now. But I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't think you or anybody else truly knows how it's going to play out.
No idea.
If in fact you knew, look, let's just say he's out for half a year, 8 weeks or 8 games.
8 games
is a reasonable expectation of him being on the commissioner's exempt list if all this crap still hangs and lingers over him. So with that said, Harry, it would actually work to the Eagles' advantage because you're not as pressured this year into turning something into a winner behind Watson.
Mhm.
Like, you don't want to waste any years with Deshaun Watson at all. And if you traded for him before the start of this season and he was out for only a game or he didn't miss any time at all, this team is not ready to compete, at least on a Super Bowl level or deep playoff level. Watson helps you tremendously, but come on, we can't talk about all the other holes that they have. I think if he's out for 8 weeks or 16 weeks, Eagles almost get a break, right?
Well, yeah, but regardless of how long he's out, 8 weeks or an entire season, for the sake of argument, that's 8 games or 17 games where he's not getting physically beaten up either.
Right.
I mean, he's a year older, but does that really matter? As long as his body isn't sustaining damage?
I don't mind it at all.
I don't either.
If I'm the team trading for him, I'm almost thinking like, hey, maybe he does get 8 games or maybe he does get 16 games if he's going to be in trouble. I don't want him to get in trouble, but I'm saying if in fact it's like, man, if that's all you know and there's nothing more that comes from it and it's just, okay, what happens then?
I just think there's got to be something to this because this just does not go away.
No. It doesn't go away like Bob Baffert's drug violations.
Well, and
4 in 6 months, Harry.
Right. He's had five of these violations, right?
Violations in a half a year.
Jesus.
Where's the 5th one?
I think he seems to think that he's being set up.
Yeah, we got a lot of audio, including this latest that I saw. I guess he was on. Now, is this audio from the prep sheet also pulled from Fox News?
I'm not sure.
Okay, because him blaming cancel culture for the failed drug test might be the best and most pathetic simultaneously excuse you can find in the book. It's a different world, man.
Somebody just walked past the stall where his horse was after the race and just stuck a needle in the horse, right?
Seriously, what is happening?
They're out to get him.
No, the whole world.
Yeah.
At least it's not just Twitter. It's the whole world. So I can appreciate that.
But I had the horse that came in second place. So essentially I won the Kentucky Derby.
Well,
what's going to be done about that?
Are you going to get that?
I don't think so. I already cashed the other ticket.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Was this a digital bet though?
What do you mean digital?
Was this on you didn't physically go to like live casino, Philly Live or something? And
no,
with the
no, I had a guy put it in on his phone bet.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, this stuff here, I don't know how much we can play it. We'll do this in the break. You got to see some of this. You got to hear a little bit of Baffert though. Just the response that you get from this guy. It's hilarious.
It's complete injustice. And, but I'm going to fight it tooth and nails because this horse, I owe it to the horse, I owe it to the owner, and I owe it to our industry. And our industry needs to step up, and we need to do a better job in racing. There's something wrong right now with it. I've been talking about it. Nothing seems to be going done about it, but these contamination levels, and I'm not a conspiracy therapist. I know everybody's not out to get me, but there's definitely something wrong. Why is it happening, to me? There's problems in racing, but it's not Bob Baffert.
Well,
we got to do something about this problem.
Seriously.
There's something going on here. Yeah, there is. You're giving your horse drugs.
He's been banned.
He's been banned by Churchill Downs.
Right. I mean, who was that idiot golfer's kid? The kid, not the golfer. Why am I blanking on the legend's son, who we just had this issue with, banned after he had
Gary Player. Gary Player's kid is banned from Augusta National. Yes.
I mean, look at the company you're keeping with now.
Right.
Gary Player's idiot son got banned from Augusta.
It'd be like Tiger Woods' young son being banned from St. Andrews or something.
This is great. We got a lot of Bob Baffert today, but just because of the comedy element of it. All right, more, including, as we mentioned, the story with Deshaun Watson. Kerryon Johnson is here. Tiger is trending right now in the United States, Harry, and I hope it's because it's Tiger. No,
not the Tiger King.
No, it's not the Tiger King. That's what I was afraid of, but it's not. All right, we're back in 3. It's the middle. JAKIB Media YouTube. You can watch here and Sports Map Radio.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting is now the CSB Media Arts Center, training in all that is media, including the nation's most successful broadcast training program with professional media experts whose entire mission is to get you career ready in just 8 or 16 weeks. Train on-site and online at our local campus in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. VA approved. CSB Media Arts Center. Visit gocsb.com.
The middle.
You can't have pigs in a blanket followed up by filet mignon, followed up by peach cobbler. It's too much. It's too out of control.
Are you kidding me?
There needs to be a sense of chocolate.
I don't know who this person is.
Filet mignon with Crown Royale.
Vanilla ice cream and apple pie? You might as well just kick somebody in the groin.
The Middle with Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays. Weekdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on play.
Apparently there was a tiger on the loose in Houston. Maybe that's where Ron Culver is.
He's off. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
You think Barrett's going to check in today?
That's for sure. Or I don't know.
Yeah, Berserker Swordsman points this out on the stream. I thought that Baffert said conspiracy therapists, not theorists. He said therapists.
This is The Middle on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
Yesterday, I got the biggest gut punch in racing for something that I didn't do. And this is really, it's disturbing. It's an injustice to the horse. I feel like, here you win a race and you're still not, to me, I don't know what's going on in racing right now, but there's something not right. And I don't feel embarrassed. I feel like I was wronged.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe you did wrong, right?
Now, is that right up there with I did not have sex with that woman?
Well,
or Rafael Palmeiro pointing at the screen. What was his quote when he was accused
in Congress?
Yes.
When he was sitting in Congress, right?
Yeah.
I did not use performance enhancing drugs, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
What about, was it Jason Giambi who apologized for using steroids without ever apologizing? Now, you remember that? Giambi got nailed for it.
Yeah, he got nailed, but I don't remember.
Yankees, and he came apology. Out. He basically was like, not even I'm sorry if, but I don't even think he used the word I'm sorry at all. in that this is not the level of awkwardness where Mike Piazza had to call a press conference once just to dispel rumors about his sexuality, which was probably the most absurd press conference in the history of press conferences regarding anything sports or athletic. So we're not in that level of awkwardness, but there is kind of like this hint of it, right? Where you know how, like, dude, you're caught.
Yeah. Not only once, like 5 times.
Yeah, where is this? I want to make sure. I saw 4 in 6 months, but I'm going to go with you. I trust your accuracy better than me. Like, what the hell is happening here? Right?
Yeah. I'll find it.
Okay. But this is amazing to see this level of denial continuing. And he's blaming everybody, which is awesome.
The industry. There's something wrong with the industry. Yes, you.
Exactly. You. It is you. By a mile, it's you.
It's Baffert's 5th medication violation since May of 2020.
Okay, so May of 2020. I know he's had 4 in the last 6 months. So 5 in a ton right there. Right?
Yeah. I mean, is this a trend? I think that qualifies as a trend, right?
Yeah, he is a serial cheater right now.
Yes.
Right? Like, this is definitely, like, this guy would be a suspect in Mayor of Easttown.
Exactly.
On the show, right?
Right. They could get a warrant for his search warrant, at least.
Exactly.
Right?
You have enough circumstantial evidence to kick the door down at the Baffert house.
Right.
I mean, just enough with this guy. And look, I don't know, right? Boxing suffered such a letdown once it became just painfully aware, especially the heavyweight division, how corrupt it was across the board. And people just lost interest. It had a little bit of a resurgence, but even now, UFC, MMA, Bellator, a lot of that just carries over the fighting sports, if you will. Is this enough, you think, Harry, where now there's always going to be a betting element, I get that, but is this enough, you think, to kind of close the door? I don't know how many people cared about the Triple Crown as is, but it's one thing to believe your sport is corrupt. It's another thing to be told right there, smack in the face. Like, this is Belichick not just doing what he's done. I mean, this is like ultra cheating. And I don't know if people are just like, all right, now I'm done with it. Now I'm done.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially if you were somebody who placed a wager on the Derby and you feel like, you know, your horse, you know, should have been first or second or third. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't understand why they can't do these tests so that the results come back pre-race.
No idea.
Is that difficult?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it really is, apparently. Or
this is almost 2 weeks later that we find. It's a week later.
Yeah. Now this
is next weekend.
Well, the Preakness has already been moved down. The draw has already been moved down a day till tomorrow, right? Because they're still trying to figure this whole crap. Yeah. I mean, look, you got to see Baffert on, this was Fox News. I guess he was on Fox News and the DP show. I imagine that the Fox News segment was much more entertaining than the DP show. So we're going to play you that one. But look I mean, he can't help himself. This guy truly cannot help himself. He's going out of his way to blame everybody right now except for him. So here he is. This is Alan Bell from CBS Sports Line 24/7 who put this out.
Will you run Medina Spirit this weekend in the Preakness? I know you've said that, but they're going to have a meeting tomorrow down there at that race.
No, actually, they're on their way right now. They're in a van. They should arrive this afternoon, and we're definitely planning on running them. I'm going to run 2 horses.
Okay, Bob, here's my understanding. They were going to have the draw today for the Preakness, and they've kicked it back until tomorrow. You have another review. Those results may not be available for several weeks. So the Preakness goes down this weekend. The Belmont is here in New York 4 weeks from now. I don't know if we have final results even before the Belmont is done, but your plan is to race in the Preakness. Is there a chance they may punt and not allow Medina Spirit to run this weekend?
Well, I haven't heard anything officially. They haven't told me anything. I know when Churchill Downs came out with that statement, that was pretty harsh. And I think they had to just, it's, with all the noise going out, we live in a different world now. This America is different.
Here it is.
And it was like a cancel culture kind of a thing. So they're reviewing it. I haven't been told anything. We're prepared.
It was a cancel culture. Now, look, this is dangerous in the sense of like, yeah, cancel culture exists. It's bad. We don't like it. But that doesn't mean that you can be over litigious with it and say everything.
Right.
This has nothing to do with it. And it hurts people who actually are being hurt.
What about the other four the other four violations? Was he all set up every time?
Yes. It's a setup.
Yeah.
Now, could you imagine where he actually was? Who would be so intelligent, devious, and capable to pull this off? I mean, Baffert people were comparing him to Belichick, Harry, following Medina Spirit's win.
Right.
I saw the memes up there of him and Belichick, and Brady was in the stands and all this other stuff.
Brady was there.
That's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like you had everything there. Everything. This story is beautiful. I love his face. Now, I know there's a delay, but hopefully you caught it. His face didn't move, right? When the guy on Fox was saying, well, there's just no physical time frame for you to get in the race next week. You see his face, Harry? It never moved.
Never moved.
Oh, man. What an amazing story. All right, now what? We got the Sixers, I guess. That's a little deflating after Bob Baffert cheating, right? We'll get to that coming up next.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Good day, everyone. It's Krause here at JAKIB Media. Why am I wearing a Carson Wentz NFC East Pro Bowl jersey? Well, it's the only jersey I will not be able to give away this season, but we will be giving away 10 Devontae Smith jerseys at our 2021 NFL schedule release special broadcast, all presented by Pure Bull. The broadcast will be Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to midnight. You must be subscribed. You must be present to win, and we'll give away 10 Devontae Smith jerseys. Also, as we get closer to the season, tickets for every single game on the schedule, both home and away, plus our bus trip and experiences for fans that you will never find anywhere else. All part of the JAKIB Media Network. See you next time, everybody.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on JAKIB.
Attention women of South Jersey and the Delaware Valley. Sign up right now with Our Lady NRA instructor, Nayara Andrzak, who will teach you gun safety as part of this 3-hour safety class, which is being held at Delaware Valley Sports Center in Philadelphia. For information, drop an email to info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. That's info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. Learn the fundamentals at Delaware Valley Sports Center. You can't miss.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Let's see.
Who's this guy we're having on?
It's next hour. Anthony Wood is his name. I'll send you his Twitter.
This is The Middle on the Sports
A.R.
Map
Wood
Radio Network.
NFL.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
Well, an hour from now, we'll be joined by Anthony Wood in Houston about this story with Deshaun Watson and how teams are just ready right now. It looks like, I guess that was the premise of it, Harry, is that teams are just expecting that Deshaun Watson and the Texans are no more. It's just a matter of when.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know how much we can, push that, but it's at the very least a matter of when.
And Peter King says the most likely destination would be the Eagles, right?
I don't think Peter King knows what he's talking about. Do you?
Well, I mean, he's very connected.
Connected to who?
With the league.
Well, yes, but hold on a second. And I'm not discrediting Peter King's ability to report on something. What I'm saying, though, is we all, not just you or me or Barrett, but everybody, from the people on this stream to those who are still out there listening and watching stuff that disappoints them on a daily basis, not this show here. We see the level of subterfuge. We see the level of chaos. We see how a general manager or a person in the front office can control a narrative here.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're doing that with local people, why wouldn't they do that with the national voice that they're... So yes, you're right. Peter King is connected. But if he's connected to Howie Roseman, like Adam Schefter, we believe, is connected to Howie Roseman, all that really does, Harry, is put a louder megaphone next to Howie, but it doesn't really fact check Howie, right?
No, I'm not saying that kind of stuff doesn't happen. Of course, we know it does. But, I mean, what would the benefit to a Howie Roseman be to have this out there? I mean, he's trying to get everybody to believe that they're all in on Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
Right?
I think this is ego. I think this is somebody is going to be talking about Deshaun Watson. Somebody is going to be hovering around a very popular name in the league. This is going to be a huge story. It's going to be on ESPN. It's going to be talked about on Sports Map. It's going to be talked about locally on Philly Voice. It's going to be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think the Eagles, and look, this is, you asked, so this is my personal answer to it, is I think ego drives a lot of it, where it's like, hey, we want to win everything. We want to win the draft. We want to win the offseason. We want to win the share of light that's being shined on teams when it comes to Deshaun Watson. Like every little thing here. That's what I'm saying. That would be my answer.
Well, King made it, it wasn't like he got this from somewhere. It was his gut feeling is the way it's being described. I don't want to mischaracterize it.
No, then that's fine. Look,
he said it's his gut feeling, and he listed Philadelphia at 3-1. The odds. Yes, Philadelphia, a likely need, plus the Eagles are in perfect position to deal with 3 first-round picks, blah, 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 blah.
Wait a second.
No guarantees, but it was a gut feeling, it says.
And he is creating his own odds?
That's what it looks like here.
Oh, man. Okay, he had me until then.
Well, what should our guy on the stream create the odds?
Joey B?
Joey B?
Well, here's the thing. I would take Joey B's odds as serious as I took Peter King's odds. Like, maybe bring in somebody. You're with Sports Illustrated. My goodness. Maybe bring in somebody. Stop hogging the mic, Peter. All right?
Bring in an odds guy.
Yes. Okay. Jesus. How hard is that?
So basically, you're lobbying for
no
for yourself.
No. I am not by any means doing that. So let me clarify that before you start some sort of rumor with the stream here. Now, that is not the case. But I will say that I was. Like, come on, give me a little something here. Stop. 3-1 is pulling it out of your keister. You're telling me that it's 3-1 minus 300? He's locking that in? That I'm laying 3-1 odds?
Would you take that?
What bet would you take minus 300 odds on? Like, think about that. What type of bet would you really lay 300 points of juice on? Unless you're parlaying it, Harry, or running.
No, I gotta do a round robin.
There you go. There you go. Look, I have nothing but the utmost respect for what Peter King does. I was fortunate enough to chat with him a bunch when I was working at NBC, and he clearly knows the league. But what I'm saying here in this specific instance is can you, Harry, can Jimmy Blues, can Berserker, can AJB, can the Penguin AZ, can Sean Mapes, who's back in Houston, in for Ron Culver today, and I think tomorrow as well. Can somebody please? We'll even open up the phone lines if we have to, right?
Let's go to the phones.
800-224, what is it, 2004, right? We'll even open up the phone lines if we have to, but can somebody please walk me through how the Philadelphia Eagles bring in Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, well, he also listed the Carolina Panthers as another top possibility for a landing spot.
Okay.
All right. Even though they just, made a move for a quarterback and got Sam Darnold before the draft.
I think that would make a lot of sense if they have the capital. Is this just a matter of, the Eagles are going to trade everything for Watson?
It does make, you got to figure it's an easy landing spot because they have trade chips in draft picks and they have an unsettled situation at the position, regardless of how much you might like Jalen Hurts.
What are we giving up here? And I don't mean we as like the team. I'm just saying like we collectively here. Like, what are we giving up in order to get Watson? Are we giving up the expectations that this team can breathe and build and now immediately saying, all right, if you have Deshaun Watson, you have to win a Super Bowl? Because that didn't work in Houston. And I wonder, Harry, if you're essentially follow me here. If you're moving all of those draft picks, which we believe you'll have to in order to get Deshaun Watson to
I would say at least two of them.
At least two of them. And then you have to, I think, mitigate the damage of return by maybe throwing a player in if it's not a third pick, or maybe it's a deeper pick, what have you. But how much are you making then a lateral move by cutting down your ability to build around Deshaun Watson? And look, you have money issues.
Yeah, but you got to have that piece first, though. You have, I agree. You're taking away draft picks in order to cobble around whoever the quarterback is, but you got to have that position solved first, and he'd solve it. I don't know if Jalen Hurts is going to solve it. He's going to, I guess, have next year to prove if he can.
Yeah, but Harry, they just solved it in Houston. And is your response going to be, well, I trust the Eagles front office more than Houston's?
Well, Bill O'Brien did not do a great job.
No.
Okay.
He did not, but the Eagles are 3 years removed from a Super Bowl, and now we're talking about everything we can to avoid a rebuild.
Well, and that's what happens when you lose your franchise quarterback. It all goes to pot very quickly.
Pot meaning like what people smoke?
No.
Oh.
It's just an expression. I wasn't insinuating anything.
Okay.
All right. I'm not taking any shots at you.
No, not at me, but just in general, I thought. Maybe it was something regarding that. I don't know. Oh, my goodness, man. But before we get out of here, maybe this hour, I'm going to give you a couple of things to look at tonight in the NBA because we have a major record that's up for grabs, and that is going to motivate one young man.
Oh, yeah.
To none other. And we're going to bet on that. All right? We're going to bet on that because
you're going to take the whiz.
I'm thinking about a couple of things in there, including individual players with player props, I should say, with Russ.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing is amazing, man. Like, just looking at,
he's going to pass Oscar Robertson, right?
Well, yeah. The whole thing with Russell Westbrook is ridiculous. I'm just trying to rationalize here and looking at the Eagles draft picks. What happens? Like this team, if you just swap out Jalen Hurts and you put in Deshaun Watson,
Mm-hmm.
This team is what? A division winner, a team that's hosting a playoff game in the first round, a team that's losing in the conference championship, a team that's in the Super Bowl.
What, this next season?
Yeah, I'm just
No.
saying, let's say you get Deshaun Watson and he doesn't miss any time at all, and he just comes out there and plays this year. You've essentially replaced Jalen Hurts with Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, the fan,
You called him a top 5 quarterback, so that would have to have a major impact on what they're able to do, right?
But hold on.
I think he's top 10.
Top 10 meaning like 10?
Top 10 meaning like I'm counting 6 through 10.
Well, why don't you be a little, I think I won't budge too much with you, but I'd be interested to see who you have above him.
Who are the only ones above him on yours? If you're saying top 5.
Yeah, I think he's the 5th. I would say he's the 5th best quarterback talent-wise in the National Football League. Like,
who are the other 4? Aaron Rodgers and who
Aaron
else?
Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes are right there, number 1 and
1A.
2. Yeah. I think right now Josh Allen has made a very strong case for being a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I think you have to factor in Russell Wilson every single week.
Yep.
And then I think right now the argument is open. The argument is open for Deshaun Watson, for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but Lamar Jackson still has a long way to go.
Okay. Tom Brady. I mean, are we putting Brady, Brady didn't have a fantastic year when you're talking about overall, even last couple of years.
And the Super Bowl, he won that because of the defense.
So who are we missing? Tannehill, Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of Herbert yet, but I think he's very capable.
I agree.
Yep. I think this year is going to show us a lot.
I agree. I mean,
I think they're going to be.
Yes, I think you're right. I think Herbert can be a top 8 quarterback after this year, and it's not even close. Maybe even top 5 if he comes in and dominates, at least from his position, like we expect.
I mean, Matt Ryan's not in there. There's no quarterback in New Orleans now that's in there.
Nope. Look, Derek Carr and Kyler Murray, it's no knock on these guys, but these guys are like top 10 quarterbacks in the. It's not a deep position. Like, there's a pretty precipitous drop, in my opinion, at least, Harry Mays, from Russell Wilson and Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, he's, Cousins isn't in there.
No, he's not. Now, when you say
Stafford, what about Stafford?
I think we need to wait and see. Yeah, I feel like Matthew Stafford has a little Rudy Gay in him, where Matthew Stafford. Yeah, all right.
Wow.
You want to hear a tease? I'll explain.
Yes.
Coming up. All right. It's the Middle Philly Voice, JAKIB Media YouTube page, Sports Map Radio, all happening here. Hour 2, we will go down to Houston. We might have to go down to Houston before that, as Sean is in the house and he can speak for this team, unlike Ron Culver, who was just carpetbagging down in Houston from Southern California.
Well, and Ron Culver doesn't speak.
Well, that's true.
He very rarely speaks.
I wonder if we could even get Sean on the stream. We can get everybody else down there on the stream except for Culver. So we'll have to think about that coming up. All right, it's the Middle, JAKIB Media, YouTube, and beyond. We're back in 3.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.
Jody Mack, the legendary sports talker, joins forces with NFL insider John McMullen. Start your morning with Johnny Mack and Jody Mack across the JAKIB Media Network.
The philosophy that guides my work as an attorney is, number one, that we are in place of a position of trust. And that trust provides a certain obligation upon us that we must fulfill for each and every client. That a client just simply isn't another number. While we may have many cases here, the client only has one. And they deserve the utmost attention, information, and a full and candid relay of the aspects of their litigation, and for us to be available for questions. We understand that the questions involved in litigation go beyond the case. The clients often have many challenges that they have to face as a result of the incident that led them to us. And we must first and foremost appreciate that and make sure that we're there to help throughout not only the case, but also throughout the client's life.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting is now the CSB Media Arts Center, training in all that is media, including the nation's most successful broadcast training program with professional media experts whose entire mission is to get you career ready. In just 8 or 16 weeks, train on-site and online at our local campus in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. VA approved. CSB Media Arts Center. Visit gocsb.com.
This is The Middle on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, so second hour. I'm not sure if we'll hear from Barrett. I did send him the invite here. This is not normal for Barrett, although he's probably out and about at that golf thing. So,
well, yeah, he's there. I don't know when they tee off. I'm sure there's a lot of luminaries there. You know, some big names at this thing. Barrett might pop on with a special guest. Who knows?
All right, now we do need Joey B to set some odds on that one because I am not confident at all.
No. He has checked in basically everywhere he's gone.
Look, even Boom Bap 75, not the return of the Boom Bap, understands that it's a bumpity bump for Brooksies, right? Everybody gets it. Everybody is going to, and no one here is going to be let down again with the expectation that Barrett will check in at a day of golf like last time because we were all left unfulfilled. And I think people are.
Well, I mean, he checked in on the first day of his 2 days in New York. The second day he didn't, probably because he was very infused on day one and probably wasn't feeling up to it.
Well, but he
can't blame him
though. When he was down, what is it, Puerto Rico? When he was down
checked in there, yeah,
every single day, Harry, every single day. So I think from that standpoint, people were expecting a little bit.
I can't believe that you lose that much faith just because he hasn't checked in the first hour.
What do the odds tell you here? Okay,
you're the odds guy. You and Peter King. We need Peter King to set the odds on this.
I say right now we go plus 250 that Barrett checks in, plus 450 that he checks in with somebody with a guest we recognize, plus 1,000 that it's the most famous person that he could get. Like, I don't even know who it would be.
I would say plus 450. It's him and D Gunn.
That's plus 350.
350.
Yeah, because he could grab Gunner, especially since the channel here knows Gunner and is familiar with Gunner. Yeah, I'll give you that at plus 350. Everybody else plus 450, plus 1,000 is like, oh my God, I can't believe he happened to get that guy. Drew Brees walking around or something like that. Oh, man. All right, we're back. Hour 2. We got a lot. Harry doesn't believe it. We got a lot going on.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting is now the CSB Media Arts Center, training in all that is media, including the nation's most successful broadcast training program with professional media experts whose entire mission is to get you career ready in just 8 or 16 weeks. Train on-site and online at our local campus in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. VA approved. CSB Media Arts Center. Visit gocsb.com.
The middle.
You can't have pigs in a blanket followed up by filet mignon, followed up by peach cobbler. It's too much. It's too out of control.
Are you kidding me?
There needs to be a sense of chocolate.
I don't know who this person is.
Filet mignon with Crown Royale.
Vanilla ice cream and apple pie? You might as well just kick somebody in the groin.
The Middle with Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays. Weekdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on play.
What up, stream? Boom Bap 75. Are you Jose from Norristown? You sound like him, brah, says Play Action Reel. Yeah, I don't understand this Deshaun Watson's massage obsession. I've never had one massage. I know that's odd. I get it. But he is obsessed. Just trolling social media, Instagram for massage therapists. Crazy. You see that, Eytan?
Yeah.
Boom Bap 75 is being outed.
Uh-oh. As what?
Possibly Jose from Norristown.
Or is he just doing Jose? I thought he was just doing Jose.
Is that what he's doing? What up, Mazes? What up, Shanders? I hate to do it to you, bumpty bump for you at Brooksies.
I thought he was just doing Jose.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeff Bruder's never had a massage either. So I'm not the only one.
Look, I think it depends, right?
He says he's offered you golf lessons too, and you keep avoiding him.
I don't keep avoiding anybody. I got Shelton and Bruder, or I got Shelton and Berger. Not sure if I saw anything with Jeff.
AJB's never had a massage. No massages for the Penguin AZ.
You guys
I think we need to put up a poll.
Oh, that's all you, man.
We need a poll question.
That's all you, the poll king.
Did you see this DK Metcalf story?
Yeah, I saw
Where
that.
He ran 10.36 in the 100 and finished third last in the heat. I guess there were 17 guys. He finished 15th.
Third? I thought it was last.
So he only beat 2 guys.
Oh,
but
okay.
still,
dead last.
Dude, he's 6'4", like 230 pounds, and he's running that fast. That's insane.
Did he just show up? Like, how much time did he have to prepare for this thing?
I don't know.
Right?
He beat Derek Silva of Brazil and Maurice Eddy of America. They finished below him. .6'4", 229 pounds, and he's running 10.36 for the 100. Wow,
amazing, man, amazing. Well, how tall is Bolt, by the way?
I don't know.
I feel like he was pretty tall, wasn't he?
But a former Olympic sprinter said on the broadcast,
Usain Bolt was 6'5", man.
Was he?
Yeah,
but he's not 230 though.
Fair. He's not 230, but
this guy Ato Bolden, I guess he's a broadcaster and a former sprinter, said that he would expect him to run 10.6 to 10.7. That would be a good time, and he ran 10.3.
Wow, look at this. You ready for this? I got a nugget here on Bob Baffert.
Yeah.
One test issue was created by a groomer urinating in the stall after the groomer had been taking cough medicine.
What?
Ate some of the hay.
With JAKIB Media.
Wow.
And you, my friend, are caught in the middle.
The Middle starts now on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life. Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, our second hour begins, and it's more of the same here. The latest keeps piling in from Bob Baffert and this ridiculous tour that he's on. I don't even know what you would call it, but we've got that. We've got the Sixers, who are a win away. They actually don't even need to win, right, in order to clinch? But
I don't know. I think if Brooklyn loses, because if they get to 3 games up with 3 games to play, it's over because they have the tiebreaker.
Correct. Now, they do have a game against the Heat that was moved to national television. Speaking of which, we have a game tonight moved into national television, the spotlight of the Washington Wizards and Atlanta Hawks. Didn't think you'd be saying that
No.
at any point of the season, did you?
No, the Wiz, what are they, like an 8-point underdog in that game?
It's fluctuating. Yes, back and forth, 7.5, 8. No Bradley Beal. Hawks need this to solidify their playoff spot. So there's definitely some motivation right now behind Atlanta. But Russell Westbrook is right now trying to break, Harry, tonight, Oscar Robinson, as you mentioned, record for all-time triple-doubles. This is ridiculous.
Pretty
now,
impressive.
I mean, think about it. Oscar Robinson goes down.
Robertson. It's not Robinson.
What did I say? I said Robertson.
No, you said Robinson.
Oh, did I? Oh,
yeah, it's Robertson. Yeah.
Well, that was the second time then.
Well, just want to make sure that because the stream is going to call you out on it.
No, well, I couldn't care less. See, it's not like, oh, well, I could care less. You said it right. All right, real quick, we actually have some breaking audio from Bob Baffert. All right, you ready for this?
Okay.
And I want to say this to the television audience. I made my mistakes, but in all of my years of public life, I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent. And in all of my years of public life, I have never obstructed justice. And I think, too, that I can say that in my years of public life, that I welcome this kind of examination.
Oh, maybe there's a change of heart. Jeez, this is the level, Baffert, that you are on now. We're back. It's the Middle. Check out this amazing jersey giveaway coming up right now here on JAKIB Media YouTube.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Good day, everyone. It's Krause here at JAKIB Media. Why am I wearing a Carson Wentz NFC East Pro Bowl jersey? Well, it's the only jersey I will not be able to give away this season, but we will be giving away 10 Devontae Smith jerseys at our 2021 NFL schedule release special broadcast, all presented by Pure Bull. The broadcast will be Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to midnight. You must be subscribed, You must be present to win, and we'll give away 10 Devontae Smith jerseys. Also, as we get closer to the season, tickets for every single game on the schedule, both home and away, plus our bus trip and experiences for fans that you will never find anywhere else. All part of the JAKIB Media Network. See you next time, everybody.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on JAKIB.
Attention women of South Jersey and the Delaware Valley. Sign up right now with Our Lady NRA instructor, Nayara Andrzak, who will teach you gun safety as part of this 3-hour safety class, which is being held at Delaware Valley Sports Center in Philadelphia. For information, drop an email to info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. That's info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. Learn the fundamentals at Delaware Valley Sports Center. You can't miss.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
All right.
I just sent you something to put up on the stream.
Okay.
I got to go to the cardiologist today.
This is The Middle on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right. Well, our second hour. Now, you want me to put something up here? Or?
I just sent you a little video that I took yesterday of the television during the golf where there was a sighting in one of the ponds or lakes, whatever, behind this one green. And I just want to get your take on it to see what you think it is.
Well, I'm guessing that you think this is Brooks related.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with Barrett.
Oh, okay.
No, this looks like some sort of creature
in the lagoon.
Yeah.
What's the name of? All right. Well, let's
like a serpent or something.
It is. So let me pull this up here.
But I am sending Barrett a text right now. I'm saying I hate to do it to you, Barrett.
Wait a second. You can't influence odds right now. That's not fair at all.
I'm copying you in.
All right.
Yeah, here it is.
Now, is there any audio to this?
Well, there's audio, but they're not talking about what's in the pond. They're describing his putt or whatever. It's Dottie Pepper and
now we're watching on the stream.
Right there. Oh. You see that?
Yeah, it looked like a dorsal.
Like a shark fin, didn't it?
Yeah, there's a dorsal to that fin. Absolutely.
Now that's not an ocean. That's a pond. That's a lake in North Carolina.
The first thing I would think of is somebody's in a shark suit, like messing around.
Right. Some parrot head, some Buffett fanatic.
Exactly. You ever see that movie One Crazy Summer with John Cusack, Demi Moore, a bunch of other people?
I probably have seen that.
Dad, I gotta go do my laps. That's where Teddy comes from. All right.
Okay.
So that movie, they had this shark and they were wearing this shark suit. And it's, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe.
Well, I got a lot of people responded to this.
Okay.
And everybody seems to think that it's a snapping turtle.
what part of the snapping turtle is that's frozen right now? And as people,
I don't know. I mean,
on the JAKIB Media YouTube page, you can see me pointing at it.
I don't know. I mean,
snapping turtle, is that a head?
I guess that's the neck. Like the head. And the long neck.
But Harry, look at the shape of that thing. That's dorsal. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought. I thought it looked like a fin.
What's the general response outside of a snapping turtle that you got?
Well, some people are just saying like it's, my ex-wife. We got a couple.
I mean, something reasonable, not like the Loch Ness Monster.
Right. We got a couple of those. Couple of Loch Ness mine. Let me just go through it here. What else
could it be besides a shark or possibly a snapping turtle?
I don't know. Some guy said it looks like a carp.
Okay. Now we're on to
which
something.
Is a fish.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not an alligator. A lot of snapping turtles. I even had like a turtle expert weighed in.
Really?
Yeah, some guy who owns like all these turtles. He's got big turtles in like tanks and stuff. He's like a turtlesman. And he said it's a turtle.
Okay. I'm trying to think. That's pretty crazy. Now, did the broadcast even mention it?
No, they did not. Not to my knowledge.
Wow.
They were very consumed with Keith Mitchell's putt.
You sure that's not Gary Player's kid in a shark suit?
It might be. Trying to infiltrate the Wells Fargo Championship.
Can you imagine? He pops up with the sleeve of balls.
With the sleeve of balls with the logo on it. Like his dorsal fin would have the logo of that golf ball on it.
Amazing, right?
Yeah. Now
hello.
Somebody says it was a beaver.
And I'm giving you a call from the dealer service center. We recently noticed.
Oh, it's a recorded one. I thought we could have fun with a real person. Sorry, go ahead, please.
Somebody said it's a beaver.
I don't know. That thing looks like it's I guess
an otter.
Yeah, I guess I could accept the element of a snapping turtle, but even then, I don't know.
Well, those snapping turtles get big, man.
They are.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Who gets moved first? This is a poll that I want to know. All right. Who gets moved first? Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson?
That's a great poll.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are still really linking Denver with Aaron Rodgers.
25 million in cap space, a lot of draft picks, an opening at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean Teddy Bridgewater is a bridge.
Yes.
To somebody better.
It's unfortunate that injury derailed, but yeah, look, he's made the most of it now. I mean, he's like a rich man's Jameis Winston, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Not
this guy
direct talent comparison, but just as far as how he's been able to stay alive as a guy that teams will start, not just have on the bench.
This guy, Regs Detmar is his name. At Regs Det says, I own about 5 box turtles that live in my backyard and 7 red ear sliders in a 200-gallon tank. Definitely a turtle. Hashtag I like turtles.
Wow.
He's a turtlesman.
Yeah, but I don't think we can legally get away with saying I like turtles. That's another drop from another show.
I know.
Although that show's no longer in existence either. So who the hell knows at this
I don't know. What are the rules?
I don't know. I guess technically in order for the drop to still be owned by a show, that show has to be in existence.
Right,
so
and it's
no
not.
longer in existence. You can't claim that.
I don't
Like
think
the I am pissed off, we could claim.
Correct.
That's all. That's the difference. I didn't know. Whatever the hell it is, turtle, snapping turtle, carp, I could accept that, although I do like shark. I saw Burger. That's Greg Norman's kid. Yes, I stand corrected. It would probably be. Now, can you imagine? But
well, it looks like he had money on Keith Mitchell, and he was just checking the progress of the putt.
Is that it?
Yeah.
He had Mitchell in a top 10.
Well, that hit. That cashed.
Good.
Yeah.
Absolutely great right there. Yeah, this Rodgers thing, I know we have to get to this stuff with the Connors, but as far as Rodgers, I mean, both guys are ramped up right now. Why wouldn't you take Aaron Rodgers over Deshaun Watson? You wouldn't take Rodgers because you know this team isn't built to win a Super Bowl right now, right?
Well, I mean, if I could get Aaron Rodgers, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers, regardless of the status of my team.
Well, doesn't he want to? Here's the thing. Deshaun Watson, I think you have a little bit more control over the salary and the contract, right?
And he's younger.
He's younger, absolutely. But still, you want to make sure these guys want to stick around. Just trading for them isn't necessarily the only vote of confidence you give these guys. It's also building.
You'd have to get another contract out of him.
Yeah, especially Deshaun Watson. I mean, you
Yeah.
couldn't trade for Deshaun Watson for 1-2 years. That would be
No.
looked at as historically bad. That'd be worse than the Cliff Lee deal.
Yeah. Don't remind me of that.
I'm just saying. From an element of who gets dealt first, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers gets moved at all. Like, I mean, honestly, if you were just had to make one decision, if you just had to say right now, today, on the 10th of May, knowing that it's ridiculous to make this proclamation, but still, and maybe frustration, or you're just upset, maybe it's a bad day, you had a rough day yesterday on the front, whatever it is that factors in on that. You come out right now and say, I've had it.
Mm-hmm.
I have had it with this Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson crap. Rodgers is going to get moved what? You think he's going to get moved this year?
After June 1, possibly.
After June 1, okay.
Yeah. Look at Joey B. He lives out in Colorado. He says his girlfriend is pregnant. Aaron Rodgers' girlfriend. She's the actress, right? She lives in Boulder, Colorado, apparently.
Really? So what do you make of that?
What would they have to trade? Because they say what?
Are we getting an inside tip here from Joey B?
Well, I didn't know that his girlfriend is from Colorado. That's news to me.
A-Rod to Denver. It's happening. Look, I don't.
Schlereth pointed that out. I think it was on draft night. Wasn't he the guy connecting Denver?
Yeah.
Saying it's almost done.
Why not?
And
just
of course, it wasn't done.
I mean, look, I get it, but you could split time, right? You could split time and move in the off season and work out in Denver with your kid, and then bring them to Green Bay during the season, right?
Yeah, I mean,
most likely. Look, if his girlfriend is pregnant, then we should expect a marriage at some point, right? I know he's been not the most.
Aren't they engaged?
Probably. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know the proper term to do right now where they are. They're not married. We know that.
Right.
All right. So that's coming. So Rodgers is really setting up his future when it comes to his life, not jeopardy, when it comes to his soon-to-be wife and child.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, is it just a matter of, hey, you want to go and retire with Denver?
Yeah, I don't really get the connection with him and that team.
Yeah.
Like I get the connection between he and San Francisco.
But not Denver outside of this where his girlfriend is pregnant.
Right. That's the only thing that
that's it. And I'm not denying it. I'm just saying, like, that's it. That's really it. Oh, and Denver makes sense because they have money and they can move draft picks. Well, okay, but if Aaron Rodgers is telling somebody, hey, not only do I want my team to trade me to your squad, but I also want to re-sign all this other stuff there, then it does make it a little more difficult for a team to trade for Rodgers if they know he's not going to be around for a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, would he want to go up head-to-head against Mahomes in that division?
Probably not.
But then if he goes to San Francisco, he'd have Russell Wilson to contend with too.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you're going to have somebody in your division, unless it's this division. You don't know what you got till it's gone, and then you're out of here. And next thing you know, you're dealing with the NFC West, which even if you're on San Francisco, and that makes them a monster. Don't get me wrong, but
but the division that he's leaving no longer has Stafford in it. You've got Cousins' number, the Vikings, and the Bears are the Bears. I mean, you got a rookie.
Yep,
it's where quarterbacks go to die.
Seriously, if you wanted to win a Super Bowl, and the whole idea was winning a Super Bowl, you're probably better off staying put, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there one area
Who's the major competitor? Tom Brady, who's 45 years old.
That's what I mean. Like, if
Right?
you could work your way down to New Orleans,
Ooh, yeah.
that would be the only other team I could think of that you're pretty much ready-made, right?
Wow, yes.
Is that even possible?
I've never heard them in that conversation.
Me neither.
And now that you bring it up, I'm wondering why not.
I don't know if they have enough cap space. I don't know if they have enough capital to move. I don't know the specifics of what would be hampering them down, but damn, if I'm just trying to think of a place where he would walk in. He's going to have to deal with Tom Brady and the Bucs anyway. You might as well knock him out in the regular season.
Mm-hmm. Like the other team that was mentioned, Carolina, are they ready to win?
No. They're just not like New Orleans or even San Francisco. I mean, San Francisco's just missing that.
Well, yeah, but New Orleans is ready to win, but they don't have a quarterback.
Correct. That's a big difference.
The rest of the roster is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. New Orleans, San Francisco, those two teams are plug and play. You bring in Aaron Rodgers, zero expectation why you shouldn't be in the Super Bowl. And then who the hell knows who you take on, but at least you're there. I think that's fair. Now, you can't make that argument with the Eagles.
Why wouldn't the New Orleans be interested in Deshaun Watson if he's cleared?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't be. Do you have any idea?
No.
Any?
No idea. Maybe it's too close to Houston.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, I got a couple of plays here before we are joined by Anthony Wood and another story that will try and sneak in. Aaron Rodgers is going to be on the Connors. Do you watch this show?
I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen an episode.
We're going to open this up in the break here coming up. It's the middle, JAKIB Media, YouTube, Philly Voice, and Sports Map Radio. All right, now let me see this thing here.
It's a promo for the show. It's like one of the final episodes of the season.
Wednesday.
Now can you tell us what happened?
The final 2 episodes of the season begin.
Not till the show airs.
With big guest stars.
How would you like to go to Hawaii?
Big events.
Aaron Rodgers. I've been feeling the obvious chemistry here. Between who and who? We're really going to do this.
And not one big proposal.
We're looking for an engagement ring.
But 2.
Nope. I don't care which one of you is pregnant.
The last 2 Connors of the season starts Wednesday on ABC. Wednesday.
That's it.
Can you tell us?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's it.
I'm sorry.
So did you think his deadpan humor was funny there?
I think I need to go back and like the whole thing. It's weird, right?
She's saying the chemistry, and then he just goes, between who and who?
Hawaii.
Big events.
Aaron Rodgers. I've been feeling the obvious chemistry here. Between who and who? We're really going to do this.
And not one big proposal.
That's it.
Okay. I mean, what do you want from me here?
I knew this would really tick
Let's
you
go
off.
back to the dorsal thing. What do you want from
Let's get it back to the Turtles.
Seriously, I'd rather talk about Greg Norman's kid, all right, in the shark suit.
Turtles had a couple of hits, too.
Did they?
Yeah.
What was their number one hit?
I forget the name of it. Let me see. The very popular song back in the day, though.
From the Turtles? I thought not the Monkeys.
No, they were similar to them. Happy Together. That was a big one.
That was the Turtles, the Golden Grams commercial? Wow, I didn't know that. Sung by Turtles. I like turtles. Jeez. All right, what else they got? I thought the Beatles covered that, didn't they?
No.
You sure?
The peak years were 66 to 68 when the song Happy Together
knocked the Beatles
released.
Penny Lane out of the number one slot.
Yeah, how about that?
3 weeks. What a disgrace. Come on, Greg. Come on. I mean, come on. Would you go Turtles or Monkeys if you had to?
I'd go Monkeys.
Were the Turtles were just not that talented?
I used to watch the TV show, The Monkeys.
Okay, yeah, that was.
Yeah,
good
I used to
stuff.
watch that show.
Oh, geez, sorry. That was a really good TV show. I agree with you.
Berserker Swordsman says the Saints only have $200 and some thousand in cap space.
Yeah, I figured
So.
that they're paying a lot of people a lot of money. The song was arranged by Chip Douglas. Did you know that?
Chip Douglas.
Yeah. Aaron Gordon, Alan Gordon, and Gary Bonner.
Hmm.
The Turtles. Jeez.
The middle.
A lot of guys in this band.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
A lot of people in the Turtles, you know, Howard Kalin and Mark Volman are the two credited members, but
they were the founding guys.
Yeah, you've got
Volman.
9 other people that crossed paths with the Turtles in order to be. You even had the Turtles featuring Flo and Eddie.
Flo and Eddie.
Yeah. You didn't know about Flo and Eddie.
Oh, yeah. Love Flo and Eddie.
Well, I mean, that was a comic duo. I still would have to go the Monkees.
Yeah, I'm definitely a Monkees
I mean,
guy.
come on. They covered Bob Dylan's It Ain't Me, Babe. That was their #1 song, even bigger than Happy Together, that they're credited for.
Mm-hmm.
So if your whole thing, your whole existence is based off covering, isn't that like that one group? What are they called? We're Walking on the Sun and that other crap that they came out with.
Oh, yeah. Who was that?
Sean knows, I'm sure. The Stream as well. But All-Star, Hey Now, right?
That was in the 90s, right?
Yeah. Weren't they like a heavy cover band and then they came out with one original song? And
one big hit.
See, they can do it.
Yeah. I'm definitely a Monkees guy. The Monkees had a lot of hits, man.
Well, okay.
Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth. Yeah.
Play Action Reel got it. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, the Monkees were actually talented individuals, though. They just chose to go down that. I mean, look, Daydream Believer, I'm a Believer, right?
Well, they were like actors.
Well, yes, exactly. But they were also like, they didn't play their own. I'm saying the people who wrote the music, not the Monkees themselves. They didn't write, or, you know, Michael Naismith is not some genius songwriter, but the people who wrote the music.
Mickey Dolenz, man.
Yeah, that's the guy, right? Mickey
Dolenz.
The drum kit.
Yeah.
Peter Tork on
Davy
piano.
Jones. You know, Peter Tork, I had a run-in with him.
Like when you say run-in, I think of something awkward. Like
I think I told you this story.
I don't think so.
Peter Tork was singing the anthem, I believe, at a Phillies game.
No,
And
I've never heard this.
we were doing a broadcast down there. This was in the early days of the old station. Like, I want to say 06, 07, like in that time frame.
AM?
What? Yeah, there were still AM at this point. And we were doing a show from the McFaddens at the ballpark. And Peter Tork comes by the broadcast location, and we said, "Hey, just come on over and sit down." And he did.
Nice.
And I have a cocktail, okay, at the right in front of me, like a vodka cranberry and a little club soda, which was my drink at the time. Peter Tork takes a sip of it, thinking it's just club soda and cranberry, and almost threw up because
Really?
he's a recovering alcoholic. He was in recovery for like 20 years or whatever. And he took a sip of this thing. And of course, this is a 4-finger vodka drink.
Right.
I mean,
you knew that you may only have one drink during the show, so make it count.
Right, make it count. Right, exactly. Yeah, I can't get up and get more. I can't have the waitress come. So I'm just going to get one, knockdown drink. And he took a sip of it.
It was colored at all. Like, I'm surprised you didn't just say, "All right, give me his 4 shots of vodka." And
Just had a little blush, a little red in there.
Fair enough.
Peter Tork took a sip of it, and he almost died.
What did he say?
It was live on the radio too.
Did he yell and scream at you?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes.
Well, okay. What was he?
I offered him some of my drink. I didn't know he was a recovering alcoholic.
Oh, well, you didn't mention that at first.
Yeah.
That you offered it to him.
No, he just didn't take it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how you made it
No,
sound.
if I did that, that was an oversight.
I thought you, based on how you said it, I thought he just sat down, looked over, and said, okay,
this looks
pretty good. Let me pound this here, and then spits it all over the place. So you invited him into the world.
Yes. Yeah, I figured he's a rock star. He's gonna have a drink with the guy.
I think it's a 50-50 that if it's a rock star, the guy is either still inebriated from stuff he's been doing for the last 30 years, or it's the polar opposite, right? Like Tork, where it's like he can't even look at the stuff anymore.
Exactly.
I don't think there's any in between.
He'll go back into rehab if he even looks at a bottle of vodka.
You probably did. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
So how did it end? Were you able
it didn't end badly. He was cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was cool.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
Yeah.
Is that what you told him?
Just chill, Pete.
Yeah, just chill out, man. You hit him with something else.
Sing a song. Let's do Pleasant Valley Sunday or something.
Right. Now, what the hell do you talk about with Peter Tork? Do you talk about the TV show?
We talked about the Monkees TV show, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. I told him I was a big fan. I had the greatest hits on cassette tape.
Did you talk about the time they were on The Simpsons?
Had an 8-track too of the Monkees.
Did you really? In what car? What car were you driving with an 8-track with the Monkees?
No, I had an 8-track player. The 8-track player came with the phonograph. When I was, in like 76, I got a stereo phonograph, stereo set, right? But it had an 8-track in it.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Something that will never be seen again.
Mm-hmm.
But just like the Monkees, I don't know where you can find that anymore, right?
Well, you could find the TV show?
Yeah.
That's probably on one of those networks like Nickelodeon or one of those.
Sure?
Yeah, I bet it is.
Where can you watch the Monkees?
Are you typing that in?
Yeah. You know what? After I watch the rest of Mayor from Easttown, I might need to come down a little bit.
Yeah, it gets pretty intense, this Mayor from Easttown. You need to unwind and decompress.
You can get it on Amazon Prime, same place where I watch Easttown. The same exact place. I thought we were going to see Wawas in there. I've watched 4 episodes. I haven't seen one Wawa. Have you?
No, but I recognize the street, couple of the streets in Phoenixville in a couple of the episodes. I know they did some filming out there because I used to live there.
Is that right?
I recognized, a couple of spots.
I didn't realize. You mentioned that before, but I didn't realize that you actually, they were shooting there, but I didn't realize that you recognized a spot from there. Time is running out for Barrett Brooks. He still has overtime, but I doubt it. Anthony Wood's going to join us coming up next, though. We'll talk more about this Deshaun Watson situation, all here on the Middle Philly Voice JAKIB Media YouTube page. Subscribe. All right, we're back.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Good day, everyone. It's Krause of JAKIB Media. Why am I wearing a Carson Wentz NFC East Pro Bowl jersey? Well, it's the only jersey I will not be able to give away this season, but we will be giving away 10 Devontae Smith jerseys at our 2021 NFL schedule release special broadcast, all presented by Pure Bull. The broadcast will be Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to midnight. You must be subscribed. You must be present to win, and we'll give away 10 Devontae Smith jerseys. Also, as we get closer to the season, tickets for every single game on the schedule, both home and away, plus our bus trip and experiences for fans that you will never find anywhere else. All part of the JAKIB Media Network. See you next time, everybody.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on Bookit.
Attention women of South Jersey and the Delaware Valley. Sign up right now with Our Lady NRA instructor, Nayara Andrzak, who will teach you gun safety as part of this 3-hour safety class, which is being held at Delaware Valley Sports Center in Philadelphia. For information, drop an email to info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. That's info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. Learn the fundamentals at Delaware Valley Sports Center. You can't miss.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Cleaning wipes at
All
your
right,
local.
this is what's up, Anthony. We're live on the stream, and this is going to be ambitious here because our third member of the show, and I'll explain as we come back. Actually, just give me 1 second.
Yeah. Middle on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Gotta mute him.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
So we've been waiting for 2 moments all show, and at no point did we ever think that they would cross over and hit at the same time. We've been promoting Anthony Wood at Anthony Wood NFL, right, who covers the Texans for Fan Nation SI, as this great piece out on Deshaun Watson that we want to talk in depth about. At the same time, we have been publicly shaming Anthony, our third member here, former Super Bowl champ, Steelers and other line. He's played everywhere, and Barrett Brooks. And finally, Barrett decides to show up the same time you show up. So we're going to put Barrett on the back burner. He's here. He's with us. But
He's drinking.
Yeah, he's drinking.
He's drinking again.
A sober Anthony Wood is 10 times better than a belligerent Barrett Brooks.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Well, first and foremost, Barrett, as you can see, Anthony's here to talk about Deshaun Watson all over the place in Houston, former Texans Wire alum, 1080 and beyond. So first and foremost, Anthony, thank you for hopping on with us. As you can tell, this is not your typical show. It's craziness all about, and you probably walked into a perfect micro of how ridiculously crazy the show is.
Hey, if the Millers are part of the show normally, I'm in every day.
Okay, Anthony, appreciate it, man. Hey, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna log off because I hate to do it to you, Harry, but we're driving. We're putting right now. But hey, check this out. I'm gonna come in on overtime. How's about that? Can I get in overtime?
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Come back overtime. Anthony, you hold these guys down for me, okay? You got
I'll do my best.
Appreciate you, bro. I'll be back.
Barrett violating all types of
Off etiquette.
Seriously, It's one thing to sneak in a video call on the tee box when you're far away, but even I know, and I break etiquette all the time, even I know that the putting green is sacred.
It's a sacred spot.
Unbelievable.
Gotta be quiet.
Thank you. First and foremost, thank you again, Anthony. Let's start with the obvious. Is now Peter King is getting in the mix here and saying that the Eagles are the top spot. Let's just go back to, I guess, square one from the past couple of days here. How likely is it, and more so than I guess in the past couple of months where it's just been a topic of conversation, it looks like the needle is moving a little bit more on the reality, right, that the Texans are going to part ways with Deshaun Watson pretty soon, it looks like.
Yes, most likely. I mean, both camps have been very quiet for the past few weeks in terms of there haven't been any public announcements about negotiations or about, changes in the 22 lawsuits. So it looks highly likely. And I know Mike Florio was talking about this, that they're probably working on a settlement. That was his indication, at least, because they have gone so quiet. At this point in time, in terms of with the Texans, I mean, obviously the writing's been on the wall for some time. This report from ESPN, while it's very accurate, local people that we've known this for a while. It's looked this way for quite a long time. Once Caserio came in, he obviously hasn't spoken to Watson by all accounts. David Culley came in. He did get a chance to speak to Watson. Before then, they kept saying, Deshaun's our quarterback. He's under contract with us. He'll be here. After that conversation, the tone seemed to switch pretty quickly to, well, it's about building competition on our roster, and we want guys who want to be here. They changed their narrative pretty quickly. So that in of itself was an indication that it's not going their way. Perhaps they thought that, after a good year, they might be able to convince him to come back. They brought in Tyrod Taylor, obviously. They then brought in Ryan Finley, which is great. But at the same time, it was an indication that things weren't going their way. Now, they kept Tim Kelly on board. You think, okay, offensive coordinator, Deshaun likes him, great. Culley still wasn't able to convince him. So from there, they've seemed to have moved their focus a little bit. They obviously drafted Davis Mills, and that in of itself was sort of the nail in the coffin. I think it's pretty clear at this point in time he's not coming back to the Texans. Again, we've been saying this for some time. They should have traded him a while back. Then obviously all the lawsuits came out, and we need to let the legal process do its thing and take its time. But yeah, I think his time in Houston's done.
What is at the root of the cause of the breakup? Like, where did it all go wrong? And, who fell out with who?
It's the problem is it's a bit of a mixture of things. First off, you've got the Jack Easterby situation. So he came into the league as a team chaplain. He obviously worked for the Patriots for a good amount of time, worked with Caserio up there. By all accounts, he's very good at the personnel side of things. But as soon as Bill O'Brien brought him in, he had more control slowly and surely over the Texans. A lot of people implied that perhaps he had Cal McNair, the owner's ear slightly. I mean, that can be debated, but it certainly looks that way given that he has no experience in coaching. He has no experience in personnel. And yet O'Brien was fired and he was named interim GM. That in of itself is very, let's just say, odd. So from there, you could tell it was going downhill. Deshaun wasn't happy on the field last season. That was clear for everyone to see. JJ Watt was very unhappy. And if you got your two biggest leaders who are very publicly not happy with the direction the team are going in, things are falling apart behind the scenes. I mean, we heard about O'Brien arguing with JJ Watt and Anthony Weaver, the defensive coordinator, got in on that as well. So the team started falling apart last year. Then the Easterby situation comes in, and there's all sorts of rumors and speculation about players not liking him, people behind the scenes not liking him, feeling they're constantly being watched or can't be trusted. There's a really great SI article on that. And from there, it just got progressively worse. Now, at the end of the season, obviously, Deshaun kept it relatively quiet in the last press conference, then shortly afterwards requested the trade. It was something that rumors had been going around about for a bit, but nobody wanted to believe it. And then, of course, trade rumors come out. This comes out. And then it just got progressively worse from there. He wouldn't speak to the Texans. Obviously, hasn't spoken to Caserio since he arrived that we know of. And it's just a bit of a microcosm of everything. By all accounts, the interesting thing is that Nick Caserio was apparently going to go to Carolina. He wanted to take Easterby with him. So they spoke to McNair, from what I've heard, and basically said, Easterby's coming with me to Carolina unless you want to bring in Caserio. Lo and behold, Caserio comes down to Houston. Wow. So he was always going to be a big part of things in Houston, and the Texans have chosen their direction in Easterby and Caserio. And I think Caserio is a good hire. I'll say that first off. I think he's a good GM, and he's shown that already. People can question his decision making, but they chose their direction. Watson chose his, and it was always going to end in a divorce.
Is it, and I'm curious, just looking at how much you are following this internally, locally, and all of the extra stuff, because we see it in Philadelphia, where the outsiders, and I don't always use that as a negative term, but they come in, right? They smell blood, and next thing you know, it's the Schefters and the Kings and everybody else backing up on it. So I'm asking you, I'm appealing to the simplest possible way, and I don't even know if it's possible, but maybe attribute a percentage to where you and I and Harry and hopefully Barrett, when he's not on a golf vacation, in 3.5, 4 months, have another conversation, and we look back and say, Anthony, that was all for nothing. Deshaun is still a quarterback for the Houston Texans, just like I think that's possible with Aaron Rodgers. But with Watson specific, how likely is it that he's just going to stay put, either for leverage or just because this is about maybe something else that then gets resolved?
It's difficult to say without knowing how long this lawsuit's going to go on for. If they reach a settlement relatively soon, in terms of percentage that he stays this year, maybe 25%. I really don't see it happening, to be perfectly honest. They've got their developmental quarterback in Mills. They've got their stopgap in Taylor, and they've got a backup in Finley. Obviously, Deshaun, in terms of on-field talent, exceeds all of them. That goes without saying, and nobody wants to see a player like that leave. But at the same time, it looks as much like a done deal as it can be without officially being signed.
What kind of punishment do you think could be in store for Watson when this whole legal matter is finally put away?
If they can't reach a settlement before the season, I would be surprised if he wasn't placed on the exemption list. He'll be out. I can't see him playing at least the first half of this season. I know if you look at Ben Roethlisberger, for example, he was suspended 6 games initially, was dropped down to 4 when he had his lawsuit issues. So you got to look at something similar for that as well. Obviously, the NFL have said they're doing their own investigations. Roger Goodell said so on draft night that they are investigating. They're watching what's going on. I think regardless of what happens with the civil lawsuits, Watson, and I know Mike Florio has said this from the beginning, it's highly likely he will be suspended at least for something like 6 games, if not longer. But I'd be surprised if we saw him on the field for anybody in 2021.
Amazing, man.
Wow.
We continue to see this thing develop and play out. How much of the uncertainty, and maybe even down to a specific, right, factors into a trade? Because here in Philadelphia, we were having this back and forth earlier, Anthony, in the previous hour, where we were throwing a couple of hypotheticals out. Like, hey, let's say Watson's on the exempt list for 8 weeks or 8 games. Let's say he's on for a full season. And I don't necessarily think for a team like Philadelphia, that would be a deterrent. If anything, it might be appealing that you could almost take a year off, build around a guy that you know is coming. But for another team, for example, that is looking at Watson to fill a hole right away, I don't know if 8 games or 16 games for that matter is going to be a major deterrent. I imagine it would be, though.
It will be. And again, that's really where we're going to have to wait and see what sort of punishment does come his way. For a Philly, for a Miami possibly as well, they do have, particularly Miami, I think they brought in Brissett, if I'm not mistaken. So they do have someone who can fill the gap. But if you're looking for someone who can play immediately, that's going to put teams off. Look at Carolina. By all accounts, they were willing to throw a king's ransom at the Texans to get Watson before all the lawsuits came out. Obviously, that didn't end up happening. They needed someone immediately. They brought in Darnold. So that in of itself shows if teams need a starter now, Watson's off their board. There's no reason for them to pursue him. Yes, he's talented and everything, but at the same time, they can't wait a year. A team like Carolina, which has an extremely talented defense, has a lot of good players on offense, they need to win now. They can't wait a year. So it will put teams off inevitably, and it's shown that it already has.
Well, lining up connecting the dots to Philadelphia, is that, pretty much just sort of an easy fit because they have, a couple of first-round draft picks. They've got, cap space. They have a need because they don't have a settled quarterback situation. Or is there really something to it?
I think anyone who has the draft picks, there'll be something to it. Let's be honest. How many teams in this league would turn down the chance to sign a player like Watson if they got the opportunity? Yep. Maybe 2, 3 at most, something like that. Buffalo, no. Kansas City, no. At the moment, Tampa, no. But apart from that, how many quarterbacks can you really look at and go, yeah, Watson's not an upgrade at all? No, not at all.
No, I think you could make an argument for Tampa, to be honest with you. If you're bringing in a 25, 26-year-old kid who's as good as he is, right? I mean, Brady ain't going to be around forever. Hey,
they're riding the Trask train, though. They've got Trask. They're good.
That's right. Speaking of how confident they are in Trask, didn't they just bring in Blaine Gabbert? They just brought in.
Oh, boy.
Yep, he's back.
All right, here you go. This says everything about where we are this offseason. We didn't have any answer to this question, Anthony. And again, make sure you're following Anthony on Twitter at ARWood NFL, SI, Fan Nation, all things Houston Texans and beyond. So we'll appeal to you in Houston and throw another name in there. Who gets dealt first, Rodgers or Watson?
Watson.
Okay.
I'm going to go Watson. I think Green Bay aren't playing. They're going to hold on to Rodgers for all they've got. Houston, they look like they've already given up. If we're being perfectly honest, they've moved on.
Whatever happened with that tiger on the streets of Houston?
I have no idea. Anthony. I heard about it this morning. God knows what's going on down there. Houston is a mess right now.
Well, we hope everybody there can stay inside for a little bit longer.
Absolutely.
Thanks again, brother. Anything else you want to get out where people can find you beyond Twitter, please?
Twitter, Facebook, Anthony Rainier Wood. Keep up to date with all my work there. And then just again, Sports Illustrated. I work with Dallas, Washington as well. So just keep an eye out for everything.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, man.
We'll chat soon again. Thanks
very much. Appreciate it.
You got it. That's Anthony Wood. We'll take a quick one. Barrett has promised us overtime. I saw McMullen pop it in. He's going to be back for OT as well.
Oh, really?
And it looks like we're going to have a 4-box OT quad box. Looks like it's going to be in effect.
Wow.
Coming up next. Not Rex in effect. It's the middle. Jeez. All right, we're back. That was good. Anthony was good.
Yeah, he's good.
All right, we're back.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting is now the CSB Media Arts Center, training in all that is media, including the nation's most successful broadcast training program with professional media experts whose entire mission is to get you career ready in just 8 or 16 weeks. Train on-site and online at our local campus in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. VA approved. CSB Media Arts Center. Visit gocsb.com.
The middle.
You can't have pigs in a blanket followed up by filet mignon, followed up by peach cobbler. It's too much. It's too out of control.
Are you kidding me?
There needs to be a sense of chocolate.
I don't know who this person is.
Filet mignon with Crown Royale.
Vanilla ice cream and apple pie? You might as well just kick somebody in the groin.
The Middle with Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays. Weekdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on play.
Was about 10 seconds.
The stream was trying to figure out where he was from. They're saying Australia. He's from England.
Oh, he's from England, yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to be. Yeah. He's got the British flag on his file.
J.R. Wood, NFL.
Yep.
What were you saying?
It doesn't look like they're going to return any bets here.
Oh, on the horse?
Yeah. Pari Mutual.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
Brooks will be on overtime. John McMullen as well. Does not look like, Harry, your betting will be impacted at all. Pari Mutual, form of betting in which those backing the first 3 places divide the loser's stake. Does not look like one of those scenarios will happen. But I got a couple of NBA plays for you before we get into whatever the hell Barrett Brooks and John McMullen will open up from a Pandora's box standpoint. You ready?
Yeah.
Keep talking about Houston, right? About how this team is so bad, so miserable, yet they score points.
The Rockets, yeah.
Yes. Now, Portland is still playing.
Yep.
And Houston just doesn't matter how bad they are. They push it. So I went over. I actually moved it up.
238?
Yeah, I took it 239.5 for even money. So I'm looking at a 240 total for the Rockets and Blazers. Went over 239.5. I stretched it a little bit. Also, think the Bucks are a little short. Now I got in at 6.5. I like that. I like that line in San Antonio. I don't trust.
It's up to 7 now.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So I got in at 6.5. It's up to 7. Makes me feel a little bit better. Just looked like it was too short of a line for a team that's still playing in Milwaukee. San Antonio just looks bad. A perfect opportunity here for Cleveland at home first quarter. So if you're going to take Cleveland to win the first quarter like I did, and I actually laid 2.5 in the first quarter at plus 275 for Cleveland, you also take race to 20 at plus 140. And then finally, the two Wizards bets. Look, I think this is going to be a team that comes out on fire behind Westbrook. So I took the first quarter, laid 2.5 for the Wizards at plus 245, and the Wizards money line first quarter at plus 140.
Wow, you love those first quarters and first to 20.
6 bets, 6 ways to collect. No Bob Baffert stuff here. This is all on the level. All right? We'll see if John McMullen ever cheated with a horse before. Barrett Brooks, I'm sure, definitely had some shady interaction at a horse race. Overtime next.
Football in Philadelphia is a lifestyle, a passion from birth, and a personal responsibility to know the game. Boo when necessary. And think about E-A-G-L-E-S every second of every minute of every hour of every day. Birds 365 was created for you. Jody Mack, the legendary sports talker, joins forces with NFL insider John McMullen. Birds 365. Start your morning with Johnny Mack and Jody Mack across the JAKIB Media Network. Watch it live on YouTube.
All right, there's John. We await Barrett. What's happening, McMullen?
What's up, John?
Guys, pop you up here. I was on a different screen. How are you?
You getting ready for Deshaun Watson in Philly?
Yeah, I see that, Harry. Look
Yeah.
at you with the background. Yeah, Peter King won't let this thing die. I think it's pretty amazing. Look, everybody who talks about this, and this is why I kind of say, what the heck is going on with the Eagles? Because even these goopy 2022 mock drafts, even if the Eagles don't get a veteran quarterback, they all have them taking a quarterback in the top 10. So everybody around this league thinks Jalen Hurts isn't the long-term answer. So what the heck are they doing? It's a good question. I don't know.
Well, what do you think they are doing? Like, I get asking that question, and it's not rhetorical by any means, but what do you think is the line of thinking here, especially if, let's just assume that all those mocks and everything are true and that they really would draft a quarterback high next year? What is this year about? Just getting to that year?
Yeah, I think it was getting through an ugly divorce, and they're a little spooked, and they don't want to go through it again, and they want to take a breath and then get back to it a year from now. I really think that. The Carson Wentz divorce turned out to be so ugly, I think it had an effect on the Eagles' decision-making, and that's not a good thing, by the way.
Well, the divorce didn't stop there with Carson Wentz. I mean, you had a defensive coordinator chose to retire rather than come back.
Yeah.
The head
That's
coach
what I mean.
is gone. Yeah.
So how ugly it was, and they didn't want to create more controversy by, say, drafting Justin Fields and getting right into the muck again. I can't think of any other reason, because everybody I talked to, I counted it up, guys. I don't know if you saw 15 different personnel evaluators on the record, off the record. On the record, guys like Daniel Jeremiah, Blake Bedingfield, Matt Manicherny, who was a scout in this league. We all asked them the same question. If you evaluate, I put Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson aside because the Eagles weren't going to be able to get him. And I also put Mac Jones aside because I didn't think the Eagles were interested in him. So it was Jalen Hurts against Justin Fields and Trey Lance. Now, Trey Lance turns out they wouldn't have had an opportunity anyway, but every single one of them, 15-0, said it wasn't close. Ceiling as a player. Said it wasn't close. So what are the Eagles seeing that these guys aren't seeing? My answer is nothing. They know that. They're spooked.
Wow, that's just amazing, because didn't we see this? Now people are going to say, well, it worked. They won a Super Bowl, but look where we are now. It almost, it just feels like this is a football organization that's running things from a who to hire standpoint, like a baseball team, right? Where you have Bobby Valentine one year and then you need to reverse it and bring the other guy in. And I'm not saying that there's any personality major differences because I don't know with Sirianni and Doug Peterson, but it's bleeding into other stuff as well, where it seems like Chip Kelly, wasn't that the whole thing about hiring Doug Peterson, was to move away and hire the anti-Chip? So now it's bleeding into not just coaches, but personnel as well. And I don't know. I don't want to make some big negative widespread statement about the team, but I just wonder if, like, I wonder how that goes away. I want, how much time do you need to heal John McMullen?
1 year, because we're going to be talking this time next year, and the Eagles are going to have a new quarterback. I mean, what can Jalen Hurts do?
Nothing, it looks like, right?
To earn this job.
It doesn't
you're
look
talking
like
about
make the playoffs.
But even so, okay, let's say we talked about this on Birds 365 this morning. If Deshaun Watson becomes available, everything's cleared up, you're going to talk yourself by making the playoffs going, well, it wouldn't be 9-7, 9-8 now, and say, well, this kid's better than Deshaun Watson. You're going to talk yourself into that?
I think it reinforces the need to make the trade, because now you can convince yourself and everyone else, hey, you bring in Watson, that 9-8 or 10-7, remember the extra game team is a Super Bowl winner with Deshaun, as opposed to where they were. No, Hurts is in a lose-lose scenario. So let's go back with the benefit of hindsight, 2 years, right? And now we look back for a full 3-year period, both of you guys. I mean, look at how this is a 60 for 60. How the drafting of Jalen Hurts forced away Carson Wentz only to open up the door to replace Hurts. Like, that doesn't make any sense on the surface. If you had somebody who didn't know anything about the Eagles and you explained that to them, their first response would be like, that's not possible.
Yeah. But, well, I will say this. It made some sense because of Carson's injury history to say, okay, we need a cost-effective backup for 4 years. So Carson didn't fall off the rails. And I think it'd be great to have a cost-effective guy you trust a little bit that doesn't obviously some of these veteran backup quarterbacks get paid significant money. I think if you go to Green Bay, now that, especially if the Packers extend Aaron Rodgers and say, you're our guy for the next 3 years, that draft pick of Jordan Love is completely meaningless.
Right.
He never sees the field. You got to trade him. His value won't go up because he's never seen the field.
Mm-hmm.
So that's even worse. But if Carson didn't go off the rails, I don't think it would look as bad. Now that he went off the rails, it looks terrible because a lot of people are going to put 2 and 2 together and say that's the reason. It's one of the reasons, but there's plenty of other reasons. And then you're talking about a team that values the quarterback position so much, and you're going to try to talk yourself into Hurts is better than Watson, Hurts is better than Spencer Rattler, Hurts is better than Sam Howell. They already talked themselves into Hurts was better than Justin Fields.
Well, I mean, Denver passed on Fields too. And a lot are saying that they did that because they are going to make the move for Aaron Rodgers. And maybe the Eagles passed on him knowing that they're going to get this guy.
Possible.
You know?
That would make more sense to me.
Yeah.
But
I can live with that.
Yeah, I think everybody can from a football standpoint. Now, the other stuff, I know you guys had somebody on from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
The
Anthony
legal
Wood.
stuff, yeah, that's real. I mean, how do you get over that with your fan base, especially in the modern environment we're in? They're going to take a lot of PR hits with Deshaun Watson, no matter how it ends up.
Let's assume that it's June 2nd. Who gets dealt first, Rodgers or Watson?
Rodgers, because
that's the first Rodgers answer we got all day.
Wow, how about that?
Well, who wants Deshaun with these allegations hanging over his head?
Okay, let me paint you a picture real quick. The Philadelphia Eagles are able to make a trade for Deshaun Watson. The Philadelphia Eagles are preparing this year to do absolutely nothing. They also know that if they were to bring in Watson, who plays 17 games, the ramp up of expectations, and I'll admit, would be completely unfair for the Philadelphia Eagles this year. They would actually benefit John McMullen if Watson sat out half, if not the entire season, and still made a trade for him 50 cents on the dollar. Your thoughts?
Well, I would say, how is he going to play 17 games? I mean,
he won't. That's the deal for the Eagles, is that he'd be out 8 or maybe the entire
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, best case scenario to me would be a 6-game suspension based on Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah, can you get 50 cents on the dollar, and can you sell your fan base on that? I don't think the Eagles can do that right now. I don't think anybody can do it. I think everybody in this league has to wait until the legal stuff is cleared up on Deshaun Watson. You have to.
Now, we've got 30 seconds before we hit that sweet 10-minute mark of overtime where we normally say goodbye. 20 now. Barrett is not going to be here.
He's not going to be here.
I don't feel like going OOT for Barrett.
No.
We got some gems from McMullen, Harry.
I have a doctor's appointment anyway at 2:00.
All right. Well, then let's say goodbye to everyone. Thank you to John McMullen, who stepped in after a busy Birds 365. But guess what? You get Birds 365 tomorrow at 8 a.m. with Mac and Mac.
Kristen Rogers, by the way, stopping by.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful. We also have Frank Reich on later today with Dan Cilio. So there's no reason to leave the JAKIB Media YouTube page. Subscribe, like, and share. Not share, huh? We'll see you tomorrow.
Not Sonny and share.
Football in Philadelphia is a lifestyle, a passion from birth, and a personal responsibility to know the game. Boo when necessary. And think about EAGLES! Every second of every minute of every hour of every day. Birds 365 was created for you. Jody Mack, the legendary sports talker, joins forces with NFL insider John McMullen. Birds 365. Start your morning with Johnny Mack and Jody Mack across the JAKIB Media Network. Watch it live on YouTube.